Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jimmy James. You're watching Football Special here live on Catch It Live First. We've had an early goal. Newcastle, Anthony Gordon, putting them in the lead against Aston Villa on 2 minutes. So a good start early on for the Toon Army. Earlier result from today, Manchester City 1, Everton 1. Details from that game are Manchester City taking the lead on 14 minutes through David Silva with an assist, Bernardo Silva, sorry, with an assist from Jeremy Doku. 36 minutes and levelling things up for Everton. They were the only goals of the game. Erling Haaland, he missed a penalty on 53 minutes, which City, they needed 3 points today, didn't they? They didn't get them though. And another point for Everton, becoming the draw specialists. Looking at their last few games, Everton has had, you look at City's form, won 1 out of the last 5, drawing 2 and losing 2. Everton, on the other hand, last 5, they've lost 1, won 1, drawn the last 3. So they are picking up points and clawing themselves away from that bottom 3. They're currently sitting 15th on 17 points. It's a scrap though. Some early goals going in. Wrexham 0, Blackpool 1. Ashley Fletcher on 3 minutes, giving Blackpool the lead. In the Championship, we've got Norwich 1, Millwall 0. Marcondes on 4 minutes, giving Norwich a lead. And Bradford 1, Port Vale 0. Andy Cook on 3 minutes, giving Bradford the lead. Don't forget as well, if you do have Sky, lots of games today live on Sky Plus. And in the Championship, it's an important day for Plymouth Argyle, Oxford United and Cardiff City. All at the bottom of the league. Plymouth Argyle away at Coventry and Oxford United are playing Cardiff. So these are some really important games. Some real important games that are going ahead today. Middlesbrough taking an early lead against Sheffield Wednesday. Ben Doak on 5 minutes, firing Middlesbrough into the lead. Just double check these volumes. United. All seems good with that. Right. Oh no, it's all gone wrong for Wayne Rooney. It's all gone wrong for Wayne Rooney. On 5 minutes, Sakamoto with a header at the back post, giving Coventry an early lead. Coventry 1, Plymouth Argyle 0. How long's this going to last for Wayne Rooney at Plymouth? Is it a long-term plan? Is he going to be getting the flick? And just one little bit of housekeeping today. There is one game that has been abandoned. Empire Maker won't be happy about that. Tranmere against Accrington Stanley. That has been called off due to fog. That should sort out all of the animations. If you look around the animations around the screen, we've got all this afternoon's Premier League matches. You'll find out as soon as anything happens before anybody else if you're watching them. Reading 1, Northampton 0. Harvey Nibbs on 5 minutes. Peterborough 0, Mansfield 1. Bailey Cargill on 6 minutes. And AFC Fylde 1, Rochdale 0. Gavin Massey on 5 minutes, giving Fylde the lead. Lots of early goals going in today. Colchester 1, Gillingham 0. Lyle Taylor on 6 minutes, giving Colchester the lead. Southend 1, Ebbsfleet 0. Oliver Corker on 7 minutes. And it's probably going to help me if I put my glasses on as well. I'm not sure how our 6-horse accumulator went on from today. It cost 20 pence, 10 pence each way. I think the minimum return, should it come in, is 28,000. You've got to be in it to win it. Just having a look around Europe as well. Who we got playing today? If anybody. Up in Scotland, there was an earlier result as well. Poor result for Hearts. They didn't put a good performance in. Hearts 1, Hibernian 2. In the Welsh Premier League earlier on, these are final results. Barry 1, Pennybont 2, Cardiff Metropolitan 1, Britain Ferry 3. They were final results. They were early kickoffs. From around Europe, we have... Can't see any games, actually. Oh, there's in the Jupiler Pro League over in Belgium, a final result. Antwerp 2, Genk 2. That was an early kickoff. There's a lot of Serie A matches, Serie B matches being played today, but I can't see any Serie A matches. Over in Spain, what have we got? Nothing today at the moment. So it's only the Mad Dogs and Englishmen. Stevenage 0, Wickham 1. Richard Corn on 8 minutes giving Wickham the lead. And it's now Peterborough 0, Mansfield 2. Will Evans on 9 minutes, doubling Mansfield's lead. Shrewsbury 1, Lincoln 0. Morgan Feeney on 9 minutes, giving Shrewsbury the lead there. Later on today at 5:30, Manchester United will be away at Wolves. You never know what performance is going to come there, so it could be an absolute blinder. And at 8 o'clock, I think that match might be on Sky. Is it on Sky? No, it's on... I think it's on Amazon. Is that on Amazon Prime? I can't actually see which channel it's on in the UK. Easy enough to find out, though, and if you can stream it, you can watch that, but not sure if that's on Amazon Prime. Goldbridge will be doing a watch-along on that one. AFC Wimbledon 0, Swindon 1. Harry Smith on 10 minutes giving Swindon the lead. And Watford 0, Portsmouth 1. Zach Swanson on 10 minutes. Putting Portsmouth ahead. 10 minutes gone. It's still Coventry City 1, Plymouth Argyle 0. Not the Christmas present that the Argyle fans or Wayne Rooney would have wanted. Just wondering what that screen's for. We can get rid of that one. We don't need it. Still in the Premier League, Chelsea 0, Fulham 0. An earlier result in League One, Leyton Orient 3, Crawley 0. That was a final score. That was also on Sky. I didn't watch the game though, so if you did, let me know in the live chat. If you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button, ping that notifications bell, and if you can give us a thumbs up, that'd be superb. We've got 3 stream supporters for today. We've got jalexpetproducts.co.uk, heavenlypleasures.co.uk, and removepest.co.uk. Link in the description. Use the promo codes. Grab yourselves a bargain. Swansea 1, QPR 0. Liam Cullen on 12 minutes, giving Swansea the lead. Just seeing a picture of Jude Bellingham in the crowd, no doubt watching his brother up at Sunderland. It's currently Blackburn 0, Sunderland 0. That's at Ewood Park. In fact, just as I said, Blackburn nil, Sunderland nil at Ewood Park. We're just seeing Kyle Walker, not that Kyle Walker, Kyle Walker giving us a report. And Blackburn have just taken the lead against Sunderland, goal scorer to follow. We're watching the goal now. It was Blackburn driving forward, a little bit of luck in the box, a shot come cross came in, a little bit of a ricochet about, and on the 6-yard box it was put in by... Couldn't tell you, we'll tell you in a minute. That ball bouncing around though, and Blackburn made the most of it. So they have taken that lead, like I said, against Sunderland. Just watching that goal from Cullen there. For Swansea, side-footed it past the keeper. No chance for the keeper. It was UK Ohashi on 13 minutes for Blackburn, giving them the lead against Sunderland. Just need to have a look at the settings on this so we can get the alerts early. Middlesbrough 2, Sheffield Wednesday 0. Shot coming from the edge of the box there, just side-footed past the keeper, and that was Finn Azaz on 15 minutes. Lovely finish there, nothing the keeper could do. Yeah, just change these settings so we can have some alerts, get the goals to you even quicker. Aldershot 0, Woking 1. Harry Beautyman with a 14th minute penalty. Up in Scotland, it's currently Celtic 0, Motherwell 0. 15 minutes gone there. Yes, with sound effects, that's what we want. We just better turn the volume down, or else it'll start getting on our nerves and deafening you. Chelsea have taken the lead against Fulham, which, if you're watching the animations here, you should be able to see. Why is it not showing? It should be showing over here on this animation, and it's still showing as 0-0. Cole Palmer on 16 minutes. Why is that not showing? It's not been ruled out, has it, by VAR? Why has that froze? What is going on? It's still showing Chelsea. Ah, no, they've changed it. They've now changed it. They were a little bit tardy there, were AI Sport. It has been confirmed. Chelsea 1, Fulham 0, Cole Palmer. A little bit of housework so we can get the updates as it happens. Fingers crossed we can be quicker than Sky. The other things we should say as well is Merry Christmas to everyone. Hope you've had a great day. Yesterday, of course. Boxing Day is always better, though, isn't it? Get some good sport on the go. Eat the leftovers. Boston United 0, Solihull Mowers 1. And Gateshead 1, Hartlepool 0. Not many goals around in the Scottish Premiership. 16 minutes, 18 minutes gone. Still for a goal to be scored. Buxton have just equalised against Alfreton. That's now 1-1. And it's AFC Fylde 1, Rochdale 1. Rochdale with an equaliser there. We'll get the goal scorers to you ASAP. If you're interested in the Serie B in Italy, you can find those scores out on flashscore.com. And the season gets worse for Aberdeen. It's now Kilmarnock 1, Aberdeen 0. The wheels have definitely come off Aberdeen's season. Over at the Kassam Stadium, in that bottom of the table clash in the Championship, it's still Oxford 0, Cardiff City 0. It was Jamie Osborne on 17 minutes, gave Solihull Moors the lead. Tyrrell Newton on 18 minutes, gave Gateshead the lead against Hartlepool. And Kyle Vassell on 18 minutes, putting Kilmarnock in the lead against Aberdeen. Like I say, Aberdeen's season now is just... the wheels have come off the wagon, as they say. Darlington 1, Scarborough 1. Scarborough equalising there. Goal scorer to follow. And AFC Telford 1, Hales Owen 0. Dagenham and Redbridge 0, Braintree 1. AFC Fylde 0, Rochdale 1. It was Cairo Mitchell on 18 minutes with that goal. Macclesfield 0, Leek 1. Blythe 0, Whitby 2. Airbus 2, Buckley 1. Horsham 1, Bognor Regis 0. Coventry have doubled their lead against Plymouth Argyle. It just gets worse for Wayne Rooney. Goal scorer to follow. Warrington Rylands 1, Hyde 0. And Salford have taken the lead against Barrow. Salford 1, Barrow 0. It was Josh Eccles on 20 minutes, doubling Coventry's lead against Plymouth. Is today the day where Wayne Rooney gets the flick? I'm not sure how patient the management's going to be at Plymouth Argyle with Wayne Rooney. I mean, the team do not seem to be... they don't seem to be responding to anything that he says. There's been a score correction. It's Macclesfield 0, Leek 0. That goal being ruled out for Leek. It was Luke Garbutt on 21 minutes who gave Salford the lead against Barrow. Alfchurch 0, Stratford 1. And Barnet 0, Sutton United 1. Let's have a quick look around the Premier League. It's still Bournemouth 0, Crystal Palace 0, Chelsea 1, Cole Palmer on 16 minutes, Fulham 0. Newcastle with an early goal there, putting them in the lead against Aston Villa. It's still 1-0 to Newcastle. Nottingham Forest 0, Tottenham 0 on 22 minutes. Blimey, what's going on with Tottenham keeping a clean sheet so far? 22 minutes. And Southampton 0, West Ham 0. There has been a goal though. It is Chippenham 0, Bath 1. And it was Kirill Lisby on 20 minutes giving Braintree the lead against Dagenham and Redbridge. Let us know in the live chat who you are supporting. How's your team doing? Thoughts on the season? If you're a Tranmere fan, you won't be losing today. You won't be winning or drawing either. That game has been abandoned due to fog. Frome 1, Plymouth Parkway 0. And Hemel Hempstead 0, St Albans 1. Barnet 0, Sutton 1. It was Ashley Nadisan on 21 minutes, giving Sutton the lead there. Hope you remembered to put your Super 6 on. I certainly did. I rushed through it. I couldn't remember what I've put down. But I think it pays with the Super 6. Don't think about it too much. Just go with your instant gut feeling. Hanwell Town 1, Chertsey 0. And in case you missed it earlier, there was an earlier game in Scotland that finished Hearts 1, Hibernian 2, and an abysmal performance really from Hearts. It is not going well for them this season. In fact, let's have a look at the league there. Whereabouts are Hearts now? Hearts are sitting, blimey. Third from bottom, they sit in 10th place on 16 points. And Dundee were in 9th. They've got 4 points. They've got a 4 points better tally so far and a game in hand. Hearts are going to have to dig themselves out of a hole there. They're not used to it, are they? That is for sure. Over in the other game that's being played in the Championship, between Oxford, it's still 0-0 between Oxford and Cardiff. 25 minutes gone there. That's a big game, that. AFC Telford 2, Hales Owen 0. Enfield Town 0, Boreham Wood 1. And Dundee FC 0, Ross County 1. Wrexham have equalised against Blackpool. Paul Mullin on 24 minutes, making it Wrexham 1, Blackpool 1. And Dundee 0, Ross County 1. Noah Chilvers on 23 minutes, giving Ross County the lead there. He's just scored there and I've deleted it. We'll find out there's a penalty in the game in English League One. Birmingham taking on Burton. It's a penalty to Birmingham. Blimey, what a good goal that was from Mullin, the equaliser against Blackpool. Edge of the box from the right-hand side. Hits it on the volley, keeper no chance. Matlock 2, Ilkeston 0. And there is a goal correction. AFC Telford 1, Hales Owen 0. Maidenhead 1, Wealdstone United 0. And it was Dagenham and Redbridge 0, Braintree 2. Che Cooper on 24 minutes, doubling Braintree's lead. Bolton Wanderers have taken the lead against Barnsley. Lawless on 26 minutes, giving Bolton the lead. It looks like that penalty has been missed for Birmingham, because it's now showing no penalty and 0-0. Correction, Matlock 1, Ilkeston 0. Was there a missed penalty there from Birmingham? Let's have a look over. It's still showing penalty kick, but it's not showing. There was a penalty kick. It's still not showing as a goal, so I'm assuming that that's been missed by Birmingham. Now it comes in. Birmingham 1, Burton Albion 0. We'll see if that was from the penalty or if it was directly after. Havantton Waterlooville 0, Gosport 1, Bromley 1, Newport 0. Still curious as to whether this was a penalty. It was a penalty for Birmingham. Jay Stansfield on 26 minutes. We've just had a goal in the match, Nottingham Forest and Tottenham. We'll find out details on that one in a moment. Reading 2, Northampton 0. Aldershot 1, Woking 1. Aldershot drawing level there. Swansea have just doubled their lead against QPR. Swansea 2, QPR 0. Buxton 2, Alfreton 1. And Nottingham Forest 1. Anthony Elanga on 28 minutes. Tottenham 0. Fleetwood 1, Chesterfield 0. That goal just going in. Plenty of goals around in this first half. Spennymoor 1, South Shields 0. Any of you guys who are into your lower league football will have them goals for you here. A lot of them are on the coupon, but you don't get to see them coming through on Sky Sports. You do here on Football Special Live. Hastings 0, Dover 2. VAR are having a check on this Anthony Elanga goal for Forest, so hang fire there. Bamber Bridge 1, Lancaster 1. Bamber Bridge pulling back level there. VAR check at the City Ground. Marine 0, Chester. They've doubled their lead 2. The goal has been given by VAR. It is going to stand, so it is Nottingham Forest 1, Tottenham Hotspur 0. Marine 0, Chester 2, Middlesbrough 3, Sheffield Wednesday 0. I have to forget for Sheffield Wednesday. Just having a look at the penalty there given to Birmingham. It was a penalty. In off the post. In off the post by Jay Stansfield. You can't get any further into the corner without that ball coming back. But it hit the keeper's right-hand post and almost hit the left-hand post. But it did count. Barnet have equalised against Sutton. It's Barnet 1, Sutton United 1. And it's now Peterborough 0, Mansfield 3. Good result for Mansfield on Boxing Day. It was Finn Azaz on 30 minutes, making it 3-0 for Middlesbrough. And it looks like some of the Sheffield Wednesday fans have seen enough. 31 minutes in the first half, Middlesbrough 3, Sheff Wednesday 0. Sheffield Wednesday have had enough. Not all of them, but there's a few of them streaming out of the stadium. Aldershot 1, Woking 1. Tyler Frost on 28 minutes, getting Aldershot level. And it was the third for Mansfield was scored by Will Evans on 31 minutes. Peterborough 0, Mansfield 3. That equaliser for Barnet against Sutton was scored by Ryan Glover on 30 minutes. Michelova 0, Ashton United 1. And if you're an Aston Villa supporter, your afternoon is getting worse. Duran on 32 minutes, he's not scored. He's been a naughty boy. He's been sent off for foul play. Darlington 1, Scarborough 2. Swansea have made it 3-0 against QPR now. And Curzon Ashton 1, Farsley 0. Gateshead have doubled their lead against Hartlepool. It's now 2-0. And it was Baptista Franco getting the third for Swansea. Gloucester have equalised against Swindon South. It's now 1-1 there. We'll be having a check how me coupon went on in a minute. I'm not hopeful, but there you go. Like I say, you've got to be in it to win it. Salford have just doubled their lead against Barrow. It's now Salford 2, Barrow 0. Goal scorers to follow. And it's Brackley Town 1, Leamington 0. Got my father-in-law at the side of me. He's watching Plymouth Argyle. He's a Plymouth boy. How's Argyle doing? Rubbish. Yeah, he's not looking impressed. All I can say is that look says it all. Hartlepool have pulled one back against Gateshead. It's now Gateshead 2, Hartlepool 1. And it was Tyrese Forner on 33 minutes getting Salford second against Barrow. Salford 2, Barrow 0. "33 minutes gone in that game, still Coventry 2, Plymouth 0. Just a quick look around the Premier League. It's currently 35 minutes gone in these games. It's 0-0, Bournemouth Crystal Palace. Chelsea 1, Fulham 0. Cole Palmer giving Chelsea the lead there. Newcastle 1, Aston Villa 0. Duran has just been sent off for Aston Villa, and it was Gordon with an early goal there for Newcastle, making it 1-0. Nottingham Forest 1, Tottenham 0. And Southampton 0, West Ham 0. Bromley have just doubled their lead against Newport through Callum Reynolds on 35 minutes. And off looking at Merson, he's got his head in his hands. What's that all about? I don't know. We'll find out. Buxton 2, Alfreton 2. Alfreton getting an equaliser there. That game at the bottom of the Championship, it is still Oxford United 0, Cardiff 0. Macclesfield have taken the lead against Leigh. It is 1-0 to Macclesfield. And Matlock Town against Ilkeston, it's 2-0 to Matlock. Fabianski's down apparently for West Ham there. They're all looking a little bit. It's a collision from the corner and he's still down. Spennymoor 1, South Shields 1. South Shields getting an equaliser there. And Bromsgrove 1, Stourbridge 0. Truro 0, Weston-super-Mare 1. And Joe Gray pulled one back there for Hartlepool against Gateshead, making it Gateshead 2, Hartlepool 1. 34 minutes gone in that game. Don't forget to join us tonight for the betting shop on Catch It Live First. We'll have all today's horse racing results from around the UK and Ireland. We'll also see how our each way, 10 pence each way, 6 horse accumulator went on. I think we know. But you never know, do you? You never know. We'll also have some brief sports news, but there's going to be that much horse racing. It will be brief sports news. Barwell 1, Harborough 0. And Havantton Waterlooville 1, Gosport 1. Home side getting back on level terms there. Tonight we'll also have, or it may be tomorrow morning, we'll try and do it tonight though, we will have football special recap, all the details from today's games from around the UK and Europe, although there's not much. find out the goal scorers, how many yellow cards and what have you. Keep up to date with your team. Macclesfield 1, Leek 1, Leek pulling level there, and Micklehove 0, Ashton United 2. Ashton doubling their lead. It's Tamworth 0, Forest Green 1. Also, if you're watching this on replay later, don't forget to leave us a comment. We will reply to it. Let us know your thoughts. If you're a Manchester City fan, what are your thoughts on today's result? It was an early kick-off. It finished 1-1. Erling Haaland missing a penalty to make it 2-1 for Manchester City. It finished 1-1, and that's 2 points dropped again for City. Norwich 2, Millwall 0. Schwartor on 39 minutes, doubling Norwich's lead. Barnsley have drawn level away at Curzon Ashton. That game, it's now 1-1. It's now Coventry 3, Plymouth Argyle 0. It gets worse for Wayne Rooney. Do you know the other thing that is going against Plymouth Argyle here is their goal difference. It's awful. Cray Valley 1, Chatham 1. Cray Valley drawing level there. Hollywell 2, Lale Welfare 0. And Barwell 2, Harbour at 0. Barwell doubling the lead there just before half time. Just watching this second goal here for Norwich. It was played into the penalty area, a little back heel to the edge. Then it's clipped into the edge of the 6-yard box. Ball's bouncing around, it's scruffy, and now that ball's gone in between the defender and the goalkeeper. I don't know, but it has. And Schwartor, he has claimed it. Ephraim Mason-Clark on 39 minutes got the third goal for Coventry against Plymouth. Oh. Wayne Rooney must be wondering what the hell he's done taking that job on. Tamworth 0, Forest Green 1. Kyle McAllister on 38 minutes giving Forest Green the lead. And Darlington have just equalised against Scarborough. It is now 2-2. Over in Wales, are you ready for this? Penrith Weber Rangers 0 against Carew 3. This is a little bit easier. FC United 1, Prescott 0. And in the Championship, wow, that's a big goal. It is Oxford 1, Cardiff 0. Mark Harris on 41 minutes, giving the home side a vital lead, especially with Plymouth Argyle losing, and it doesn't look like they're going to get anything from today's game. Although with Plymouth Argyle, how many times have they been down 3-0 and come back to get at least a point? They can do it, but the form they're in, the odds are going to be against them. It was an easy tap in there for Mark Harris. Runs away, holding his ears. Coming towards half time now. Just a reminder, Newcastle 1, Aston Villa 0. Duran sent off as well for Aston Villa. Warrington Rylands 2, Hyde 0. Warrington doubling their lead just before half time. Don't forget to let us know in the live chat what your thoughts are about today. If you've had a little flutter, let us know what you're on. How's your bet doing? Barnet 2, Sutton 1. Barnet taking the lead just before half time. And it's now Newcastle 3, Aston Villa 0. That goal's just been changed. It's a correction. It's Newcastle 2, Aston Villa Aston Villa 0. So I'm not sure what actually went on there. FC United 2, Prescott 0. And Blythe 0, Whitby 3. Dagenham and Redbridge have pulled one back against Braintree, but it's still Dagenham and Redbridge 1, Braintree 2. And Sheffield United 0, Burnley 1, Josh Brownhill on 43 minutes, giving Burnley the lead. Stevenage 0, Wickham 2. Enfield Town 0, Boreham Wood 2. Barnet 2, Sutton 1. It was Oluwo on 42 minutes, giving Barnet the lead. Stevenage, what was that keeper doing there? Awful clearance. And the player from Wickham, I'm not sure who it was yet, put it over the keeper's head from about 35 yards. It was Richard Corney with that's his second of the day on 43 minutes. Stevenage 0, Wickham 2. Still at St Mary's, Southampton 0, West Ham 0. And a score correction, it is still FC United 1, Prescott 0. Not a lot of goals around in the championship. It looks like what's going on here oh dear, we're showing a big chance. It's 4-0. Oh my word, it gets worse for Plymouth Argyle. Kettering 0, Biggleswade Town 1, Coventry 4, Plymouth Argyle 0. Goal scorer to follow. Oh dear me, dear me. Hungerford 1, Merthyr Town 0. Plymouth Parkway, they're not having a good day. It's Frome 2, Plymouth Parkway 0. Workington 1, Workington 0, sorry, Morpeth 1. Curzon Ashton 1, Farsley 2. And what a game this is. Buxton 3, Alfreton 2. Josh Eccles it was for Coventry on 45 minutes, making it Coventry 4, Plymouth Argyle 0. Curzon Ashton 1, Farsley 2, we've done that one. A goal up in Scotland. St Johnstone 1, Dundee United 0. That was Mackenzie Kirk on 44 minutes. You don't get much more of a Scottish name than Mackenzie Kirk, do you? And Celtic with a goal against Motherwell. It's now Celtic 1, Motherwell 0. Hales Owen 2, AFC Telford 2, Hales Owen 0. Southend 2, Ebbsfleet 0. Flurry of goals coming in before half-time. Gloucester have taken the lead against Swindon South. It's Gloucester 2, Swindon South 1. Airbus 2, Buckley with an equaliser 2, just before half-time there. And Lantwick Major 2, Cambrian United 2. Over in Wales. Lantwick Major, that's where Lando is, isn't it? Almost, anyway. The little circuit in South Wales, if you want to go and test your car or test your bike. That's a good little busy circuit. Brackley Town 2, Leamington 0. Lots of half-times coming in now. Half-time, it's still Blackburn 1, Sunderland 0. Over in Belgium, Club Bruges 2, Westerlo 1. Not sure how long's gone in that game. And the second Southend goal there against Ebbsfleet was by Peppel on 45 minutes plus 2 minutes of added on time. Southend 2, Ebbsfleet 0. Still 0-0 at St Mary's Stadium between Southampton and West Ham. Late goal in the first half there for Wigan. It's Rotherham 0, Wigan 1. Adiko, 3 minutes into added on time at the end of the first half, giving Wigan the lead there. And Connors Quay 7, Flint 1. Not sure how long's gone in that game. Let's have a look. That's in the second half there, 63 minutes gone. Excuse me. Lovely day there for Connors Quay. They've spread the goals around as well. Jordan Richards for Boston United. He's not scored. He's been a naughty boy. He's been sent off for the second bookable offence. And it's now Newcastle 1, Aston Villa 0. That's a score correction from earlier on. They were showing it as Newcastle 3, Aston Villa 0. Then it was Aston Villa 0, Newcastle 2. And now looking at it, it's still that Anthony Gordon goal on 2 minutes, the only one that counts. Kettering 1, Biggleswade Town 1. Kettering getting back on level terms there. And Weymouth 0, Torquay United 1. Gainsborough 0, Guiseley 1. And Bamber Bridge 1, Lancaster 2 now. Cray Valley 2, Chatham 1. Cray Valley getting back into the lead there. It's half time up in Scotland. St Johnstone 1, Dundee United 0. Dorking 1, Worthing 2 now. Tiverton 0, Taunton 2. That's in the Southern League Premier South. Beltham on 9 minutes, giving Taunton the lead. And 3 minutes into added on time at the end of the first half, Taunton doubled their lead, but I haven't got the goal scorer yet. Airbus 3, Buckley 2. That game's in the second half, 85 minutes gone. And Hollywell 2, Lay Welfare 0. That is a final score now. Prestatyn 1, Llandudno 4. That's also a final result. And I think somebody has sent a message. Not sure what that was actually for. And if you're a holder of the Japanese yen against the dollar, dear oh dear, the yen is plummeting. The yen is plummeting. There's been a goal in the game between the name that I can't pronounce up in Wales. Pen Crickwell Rangers 0. Carew 4. I hope there's no goals in that game. Please be no more goals in that game. Yeah, quick shout out. If you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button, ping that notifications bell, and if you can give us a thumbs up, that'd be superb. Please help support the channel. Poole 0, Dorchester 1. It is half-time. Oxford 1, Cardiff 0. It's also Coventry 4, Plymouth 0. The battle of the managers there, isn't it? Frank Lampard and Wayne Rooney. Lampard definitely coming out on top there. I mean, what's this score going to be in the second half as well? Coventry are not going to let up. Poole 0, Dorchester 1. That's a bit of a shocker, isn't it, for Argyle? They've just got zero confidence. And like I've said before, Plymouth, the way the season goes is they start off well, Plymouth. They have a little bit of a dip, or quite a big dip, midway through. And then towards the end of the season, they have a bit of a rally and they manage to stay up. This season, they've just started off awful. And if you look at the actual... If you're looking at the points tally now, there's been another goal. It's Connors Key 7, Flint 2. Flint have pulled one back there. Is the comeback on? I wouldn't have thought so. But, yeah, Coventry, it started off awful for Plymouth. It was Sakamoto with a goal on 5 minutes, making it 1-0. Eccles on 20 minutes, making it 2-0. Mason Clark on 39 minutes made it 3-0. And just before half-time, Eccles again piled the misery on the Plymouth players, fans and Wayne Rooney, making it 4-0. Having a look at Plymouth's goal difference is awful. Minus 27. When you look at Cardiff, their goal difference is minus 16. Hull's, who are now in the bottom 3, is minus 10. And Oxford, who were in the bottom 3, they've moved out of the bottom 3. They're on minus 15 for goal difference, but minus 27. That is shocking. I can't think of anybody in the leagues who's got... In fact, I'm going to have to check. Minus 27. And it could get worse for Plymouth today as well. Let's have a look. Minus 27. So if we have a look in the... let's have a look in League One. Who's got a worse goal difference than Plymouth Argyle? So there's nobody in League One. Nobody's even close to minus 27. There's nobody in the 20s even. Let's have a look at League 2. League 2, come on. Who's got a worse goal difference than 27? No. Nobody again even close. Morecambe, who sit bottom of it, at bottom of the league, their goal difference is minus 19. And you've got to be asking yourself now, is it the players that aren't good enough at Plymouth? Is it the manager who isn't getting anything out of the players? You know, what is going on? Because this is just an absolute shocker. If you're a Plymouth Argyle fan, what do? Minus 27 goal difference. I'm sorry, but... And like I said, today it's probably going to get worse. It's 4-0 at half-time. And there's no way Coventry are going to let up. Have you seen that for Argyle?
I'm absolutely shocked.
I've just been looking now. Their goal difference at the minute is minus 27. There's nobody in all... Yeah, there's nobody in all 4 top divisions in the UK with a worse goal difference that I can find. There's not in League 1 and 2. There's not in the Championship. The last hope is the Premier League. Who's going to have a worse goal difference? Blimey. They've almost been... The nearest to them is Southampton, and they're on minus 25. But even Plymouth...
14.
Yeah. Final score coming in: Lampwick Major 2, Cambrian United 2, and it has finished Airbus 3, Buckley 2. The camera actually, why it's on time. Apologies for this, ladies and gents. I think that might do it. Or have I gone too far now? Oh no, that'll do. That'll do. Maybe by just a touch. Do you know what? I'm surprised. I know it's a new channel, Catch Your Live First, but I'm surprised that on a Saturday we don't get more viewers from people who work or who's had a bet, or you want to keep up to date with all of the goals as they go in. You've got a chance, you've got a live chat that vent, how's your team doing? If you're a Plymouth Argyle fan, what is going on? What is going on? There has been a goal. Newton 0, Haverfordwest 2. 71 minutes gone in that game. And let's have a look at our bet, see how we're doing. What did I put on? In fact, let's ignore that, see if we can get how many 0-0s so far. I've got £1 left in my Betfair account, so let's see if we can make some use of that. So it's currently Bournemouth 0, Crystal Palace 0. Yeah, we could have a couple of goals in that one. Preston and Hull, we could have a couple of goals in that game. Bristol City, Luton. Exeter and Bristol Rovers, that could have a couple of goals in it. Grimsby and Harrogate. Carlisle and Morecambe. I can see Carlisle getting some goals there. I know they're bottom of the league, but they've been having they've picked up some decent points, considering the league position that is. Walsall, top of the league, aren't they? I think they're playing Doncaster. It's currently 0-0. What about Yeovil and Eastleigh? Not sure about that one. Let's give it a go. Welling and Chelmsford. Let's give that one a blast. Canberra and Hampton. Eastbourne and Salisbury. Hampton and Richmond. Let's give that one a go. Southport and Warrington. What about that one? Possibly. Possibly. Could do one more, really. Go for a little 10 grander. What about Peterborough Sports and Scunthorpe? Possibly. There we are. I mean, that's an 11-fold. Let's put £1 on that. All these games will be getting back underway very shortly, if they haven't done already. Let's get our £1 on. Once this is on, we can have a quick look also at our horse racing. Let's see how that went on. I don't think it was a winner, but did we get any winners? Settled it was. Well, it lost. But did we have any winners from our 6-horse accumulator? We had just the 1-horse place today. That was Paddy the Pie at Sedgefield. He placed at 5. And the rest, no dice, as they say, but for 20 pence. We've been in with a chance. Let's have a look at our football bets. So I did put one on earlier. That market's suspended. Did I? Is that because I had... If I had Tranmere on that one, I think I might have had Tranmere to get a draw. And seeing as that one was... That game has been void, there's no cash out. So I had Walsall to beat Doncaster. It's currently Walsall 1, Doncaster 0. I had Wrexham and Blackpool to draw. That currently is a draw. Oh, what was I thinking, Jimmy? What were you thinking? Sort your head out. I thought Plymouth might get a draw at Coventry today. I think that one's gone down the pan. I had Norwich to beat Millwall, and it's currently 2-0. I had a draw between Oxford and Cardiff, currently 1-0 to Oxford. I had Preston and Hull to draw, that's currently 0-0. Southampton and West Ham to draw, that's currently 0-0. And I had Tottenham to beat Nottingham Forest. Currently, Notts Forest 1, Tottenham 0, and finally I had a draw between Bournemouth and Crystal Palace, that's currently 0-0. But it looks like the one that's going to beat me today for sure is Plymouth Argyle, because if they come back and get a draw from this, I will be amazed. Early goal in the second half for Walsall, Nathan Lowe. Ball played into him just outside the 6-yard box, near post, side foots it past the keeper. Walsall 1, Doncaster 0. Bristol City with an early goal in the second half. Bristol City 1, Luton 0. Scott Twine on 47 minutes, giving Bristol City the lead. So we'll come back to that and see how my bet's doing. There's been a goal for... It's Carnarvon to TNS 5. Walsall 1, Doncaster 0. We've just done that one. Hemel Hempstead 1, St Albans 1. Hemel Hempstead getting back on level terms there. Yeovil have taken the lead against Eastleigh. It's now Yeovil 1, Eastleigh 0. Some good football on later as well, if you weren't aware of it. Manchester United are away at Wolves. I think that's a 5:30 kick-off. And then later on tonight, Liverpool. I think it's an 8 o'clock kick-off. Who did they play? Apologies. I'm not sure. I forget who Liverpool are playing now. They are playing Leicester. That should be an easy win for Liverpool. Should be. However, not always. We just shown a goal over there for Chelsea 2. Chelsea 2, Fulham 0. I'm not sure who the goal scorer was. Yeovil 1, Eastleigh 0. It was Sean McGurk on 47 minutes getting Yeovil into the lead. It's Matlock 3, Ilkeston 0. Just going to come in now with the details. That goal's been chalked off. Blackburn 1, Sunderland 1. Sunderland back on level terms. Southend 3, Ebbsfleet 0. Bristol City 1, Luton 0. Maidenhead 1, Wealdstone back on level terms 1. Charlton 2, Cambridge United 1. Cambridge pulling one back there. Middlesbrough 3, Sheffield Wednesday 1. Is that a lifeline for Sheffield Wednesday? The fans made their voices heard by leaving in the first half. It was Ingleson on 47 minutes pulling one back for Sheff Wednesday. Empire Makers in the chat. He says, good afternoon, mate. I hope you're well. Having a Merry Christmas. Bradford 1, Port Vale 1. Hackford on 50 minutes, getting Port Vale back on level terms there. And Gloucester 3, Swindon South 1. Hanwell Town 1, Chertsey back on level terms 1. Flurry of goals at the start of the second half there. Shame to see, mate, that your beloved Tranmere called off for fog. We've had fog down here on the south coast as well for a couple of days now. Hanwell Town 1, Chertsey 1. Chertsey back on level terms. And it's now Darlington 3, Scarborough 2. Darlington back in the lead there. Sheffield United 0, Burnley 2. Burnley doubling their lead. And it's Basingstoke 1, Marlow back on level terms 1. It was Arabin Peppel on 52 minutes scoring again for Southend. It's Southend 3, Ebbsfleet 0. And Southport 1, Warrington 0. Aldershot 1, Woking 2. Kingsland 1, Needham Market back on level terms there 1. And Oxford United 2, Cardiff City 0. Oh my word. What another goal this is for Oxford. Kieran Brown on 53 minutes. Oxford, if things stay like this, they are out of the bottom 3. Excuse me. Empire Maker says, I went to Liverpool to watch the Tranmere match. I take it was called off late, mate. We have got Dagenham and Redbridge 1, Braintree 3. Weymouth 1, Torquay 1. Weymouth getting back on level terms there. Just looking at a report from Andy Walker. I wonder if those Sheffield Wednesday fans went home too soon. Maybe not. Lovely side-footed goal there from just almost on the penalty spot from Ingleson. Keeper no chance. Pulling one back for Sheff Wednesday. Still losing by 3-1, but you never know. Another goal up in Scotland. St Johnstone 1, Dundee United back on level terms 1. And that game has finished between Pensacola Rangers and Carew. It was Pensacola 0, Carew 4. I'm glad that game's finished. Don't want any more goals or trying to pronounce that name. And Grimsby 1, Harrogate 0. And Maidenhead 2, Wealdstone United 1. Empire Maker says, I got an off-peak single home, so I'm going home now. Get in the warm, mate. What's the plan for this evening? Have you got anything nice planned? I think, isn't some of the football on Amazon Prime? Blackburn 1, Sunderland 2. Isidore on 55 minutes now, turning things around there at Ewood Park. Blackburn taking the lead early on through Ahashi on 13 minutes, but they now trail. And Fleming on 53 minutes for Burnley, doubling their lead away at Sheffield United. Alex Reid it was who levelled things up for Wealdstone against Maidenhead. It's 1-1 there. Cheltenham 0, Crewe 1. Chippenham 0, Bath 2. And it's all level now between Alvechurch and Stratford. Alvechurch getting back on level terms there. Pontypridd 3, Taff's Well 0. And Southend 4, Ebbsfleet 0. Empire Maker said all of it is on Prime. Mate, what do you think of the Plymouth Argyle score? Not good, is it? It's not good for Wayne Rooney. And what's going to happen later on between Wolves and Manchester United? Empire Maker's watching it on his computer. Nice one, mate. Nice one. I'm going to watch it with a little glass of something. Currently on orange, but I might have a little glass of... my father-in-law bought me a bottle of whiskey, so I might have a little glass of whiskey tonight. I'd need it to watch that team, Manchester United. Ugh. AFC File 1, Rochdale 2. Bromley 3, Newport 0. Michael Cheek on 53 minutes. And, oh my word, in the Championship, Oxford 3, Cardiff 0. Plachetta on 57 minutes. Cardiff aren't coming back from this, are they? And this is bad news for both Cardiff and Plymouth Argyle. And Hull now moving into the bottom 3. AFC File 1, Rochdale 2. Bromley 3, Newport 0. AFC Wimbledon back on level terms with Swindon. It's 1-1. And MK Dons 0, Notts County 1. George Abbott on 57 minutes, giving Notts County the lead. It was Tilly on 56 minutes, getting Wimbledon back on level terms. And it was Harvey Gilmore on 56 minutes, giving Rochdale the lead away at Fylde. Fylde 1, Rochdale 2. Well, if you're a Sheffield Wednesday fan and you left early in the first half, shame on you. Middlesbrough 3, Sheffield Wednesday 2, the comeback's on. What is wrong with you? You travel all that way to watch your team. They go 3 down and you go all the way back home. Fickle fans. I bet you wouldn't be admitting to leaving the stadium early if you get a result. It was Josh Windass on 54 minutes pulling one back for Sheffield Wednesday. It was a cross coming in from the left-hand side. Just watching the goal now. Poor defending from Middlesbrough, really. Cross came in. Lucky deflection on the 6-yard box past the keeper. Windass claims it. Middlesbrough 3, Sheffield Wednesday 2. Exeter 0, Bristol Rovers 1. And Matlock 4, Ilkeston 0. Cray Valley 2, Chatham 2. Chatham back on level terms there. And Watford 1, Portsmouth 1. Portsmouth getting back on level... Watford getting back on level terms there against Portsmouth. It's Marine 0, Chester 3. And it was Kayemba with a 57th minute penalty for Watford, getting them back on level terms. Empire Maker says, Wayne Rooney v Frank Lampard, Plymouth v Coventry. Yeah, I was saying that, mate, earlier, and there's only one winner coming out of that. And let's be honest, it's not the space up ahead, Wayne Rooney. I don't know what's going on down there, whether it's Rooney who's not up to the job, whether the team's not up to the job. There's obviously more to it than... Oh dear, Sheffield Wednesday fans. Rav Vandenberg for Middlesbrough. He's not scored. He's been a naughty boy on 55 minutes and he's been sent off. Is the comeback on now? Preston 1, Hull 0. Brad Potts on 60 minutes. And Preston 1, Hull 0. Brad Potts on 60 minutes. That's even worse for Hull. They are in the bottom 3 now, well and truly. And Bradford 2, Port Vale 1. Andy Cook on 59 minutes. Getting Bradford back in the lead. Carlisle 0, Morecambe 1. Gwion Edwards on 61 minutes, giving Morecambe the lead. Carlisle's inconsistent run continues, doesn't it? Bradford City 2, Port Vale 1. We've done that. Michelova 0. Ashton United 3. Empire Maker says, I think League One to the Championship is a huge jump. I would tend to agree, mate. But when you look at it, you know, these teams that are coming down from the Premier League into the Championship, it's not like it used to be, did it? Automatic promotion back up. Look at Luton. Celtic 2, Motherwell 0. Maeda on 57 minutes, doubling Celtic's lead. And it gets worse for Aberdeen again. Kilmarnock 2, Aberdeen 0. David Watson on 59 minutes, doubling Kilmarnock's lead. And Guido Rodriguez, West Ham, 51 minutes. He's not scored. He's been a naughty boy. He's been sent off for serious foul play. John Mellish for Carlisle, 62 minutes. He's also not scored. He's also having an early-ish bath. Serious foul play. Red card he has seen. It was Promise Omochia on 61 minutes, giving Bristol Rovers the lead against Exeter. And Newcastle have doubled their lead against Aston Villa. Alexander Isak on 59 minutes, doubling Villa's lead. Villa down to 10 men after Durant was sent off in the first half. Gateshead 3, Hartlepool 1, Tyrrell Newton on 60 minutes. And it's now over in Belgium. Club Brugge 2, Westerlo 2. Westerlo back on level terms there. Horsham 2, Bognor Regis 1. Bognor getting a lifeline possibly there. Weymouth 1, Torquay United 2. Torquay back in the lead. And it has now finished. Connors Quay 7, Flint 2. If you went to that game today, you got your money's worth in the goal scoring department. Empire Maker says, Jimmy, are you doing a watch along tonight? I'm not doing a watch along, mate. I'm going to be doing the betting shop. That'll be on later on today with all today's horse racing results. And then later tonight, maybe tomorrow morning, there'll be a video of football special, a recap. We'll go through all today's goal scorers, all the scores, yellow cards and what have you. So if you've had a bet, or you can find out what went on in each game. It's good. It's a good one to put on if you want to fall asleep with some background noise. Pontypridd 3, Taffs Wells 0. Blythe 1, Whitby 3. Blythe getting on the score sheet at least. Still Chelsea 1, Fulham 0. Dagenham and Redbridge 1, Braintree 4. Kings Lynn 2, Needham Market 1. Kings Lynn back in the lead there. And Walton and Hersham 1, Bracknell 0. St Johnstone 1, Dundee United 2 now. Poole 1, Dorchester 1. Poole back on level terms. And Haventon Waterlooville 2, Gosport 1. Haventon Waterlooville taking the lead there. And up in Scotland, it was Sam Dolby on 60 minutes, giving Dundee United the lead against St Johnstone. Currently St Johnstone 1, Dundee United 2. It's Haventon Waterlooville 2, Gosport 1. Poole 1, Dorchester 1. We've done all of those. Let's have a look how our bet was doing. Can't believe, you know, I did Empire Maker, I did my coupon, it's looking pretty good, apart from I had Plymouth Argyle to draw at Coventry. What was I thinking? We're now showing Newcastle 3, Aston Villa 0, and it's gone back to showing Newcastle 2, Aston Villa 0. So I don't know what's going on there. It's AFC File 1, Rochdale 3. And it's Birmingham 2, Burton 0. Kieran Gilligan, 56 minutes with an own goal there. And the comeback is complete. If you're a Sheffield Wednesday fan and you left in that first half, what a fool do you feel now? What a fool. You spend all that money going to Middlesbrough. Things don't go your way. You spit your dummy out. You walk out the stadium. Middlesbrough 3, Sheffield Wednesday 3. Jan Valery on 61 minutes getting Sheffield Wednesday back on level terms. Flick on at the near post, straight past the keeper, and Sheffield Wednesday, they're celebrating as you would expect. It's Newcastle 2, Aston Villa nil, says Empire Maker. It certainly is. You tell Sky Sports that they keep putting it up as 3. It's been disallowed though, mate. It is. You are correct. Newcastle 2. Aston Villa nil. Southport 2. Warrington nil. Newton nil. Haverfordwest 2. That's the final score. And Stevenage nil. Wickham 3. Goal scorer to follow. Yeah, Middlesbrough in 7th heaven, winning 3-0. Some of the Sheffield Wednesday fans leaving the stadium. It's now 3-3 and Middlesbrough there for the taking. They're down to 10 men. Cairo Mitchell on 64 minutes with Rochdale's 3rd, making it AFC File 1, Rochdale 3. It's now Blythe 1, Whitby 4. Millwall have pulled one back against Norwich. It's Norwich 2, Millwall 1. Already, please hit that subscribe button, ping that notifications bell, and give us a thumbs up. Empire Meg says, I'm watching the Newcastle match. It's finished. Aberystwyth nil, Barlet nil. And it's finished. Carnarvon 2, TNS 5. Up there in Wales. Well, up there from where I am. It's getting worse for Plymouth. Frome 3, Plymouth Parkway nil. Not a good day. Not a good day. Kettering have taken the lead against Biggleswade. It's Kettering 2, Biggleswade Town 1. Yeah, Empire Maker, I don't know what's going wrong with Sky. In the first half, they had it down as 3. They had it down as 3-0 at one point to Newcastle. And at the time, it was only 1-0. Stevenage 0, Wickham 3. Lubala on 66 minutes getting Wickham's 3rd. Millwall pulled one back against Norwich. That was Roman Esse. Got a goal in the Premiership. Southampton 0, West Ham 1. Goal scorer to follow. If you look down at the bottom here, hopefully VAR won't get involved if you're a West Ham fan. If you're a Southampton fan, you'll be praying for VAR. Currently Coventry and Plymouth. 66 minutes gone. Still Coventry 4, Plymouth Argyle 0. Cheltenham have got an equaliser against Crewe. That was Joel Colwell on 70 minutes, making it Cheltenham 1, Crewe Alexandra 1. And over in Belgium, it's Kortrijk 0, Charleroi 2. It's not only the Polish names I butcher. I can work my way around Europe and do that. It was Southampton 0, West Ham 1. Jared Bowen on 59 minutes, giving the Hammers the lead. Got 3 stream supporters for today. We've got jalexpetproducts.co.uk, heavenlypleasures.co.uk and removepest.co.uk. Links in the description. Have a look and use the promo codes. Grab yourselves a bargain. We've got a 5%, 7%, 10% discount. Make sure you use them. Everyone needs a bargain this time of year. And it is now Club Bruges 3, Westerlo 2. Bruges taking the lead there. And Workington 1, Morpeth 1. Workington back on level terms. Empire Make says, my wife is calling, I need to go. Catch you later, mate. Have a great day. Pass on my best regards to your missus and daughter. Enjoy your Christmas. Aldershot 2, Walking 2. Aldershot back on level terms. It was MK Dons 0, Notts County 2. Dan Crowley on 71 minutes there for Notts County. Hanwell Town 1, Chertsey 2, and Bamber Bridge 2, Lancaster 2. Bamber Bridge back on level terms. Craig Eastman for Wealdstone, 67 minutes. He's not scored. He's been a naughty boy. He's been sent off there for foul play. Marine 1, Chester 3. Marine pulling one back there, but maybe too little too late. FC United 3, Prescott 0. A good day if you're an FC United supporter. Let's hope your original parent club, Manchester United, can do the same later on against Wolves. Is that comeback going to be on for? All eyes have got to be on Middlesbrough and Sheffield Wednesday. Middlesbrough 3-0 up. Sheffield Wednesday fans leaving in the droves. It's now 3-all and Middlesbrough down to 10 men. Curzon Ashton 1, Farsley 3. And what is going on at Exeter and Bristol Rovers? It's currently Exeter 0, Bristol Rovers 1. It's saying big chance for Exeter. Aldershot 2, Walking 2. It was Josh Barrett on 67 minutes getting the equaliser there for Aldershot. And it is Exeter 1, Bristol Rovers 1. Exeter getting back on level terms there. Goal scorer to follow. I'm looking at my father-in-law's face. He doesn't look happy with this Argyle. No, just a shake of the head. It's not happening, is it? It's not happening for Plymouth Argyle today, or Plymouth Parkway. Bromley 4, Newport 0, and Barnet 2, Sutton United 2. Sutton back on level terms there. Grimsby have just doubled their lead against Harrogate. It's now 2-0 to Grimsby. Goal scorer to follow on that one. It was Jason Svanthorsen on 74 minutes for Grimsby, doubling their lead. Harrogate, they're going to have to do something quick there. 74 minutes gone. It's also Bromley 4, Newport 0. Jude Arthur's on 70 minutes, getting the fourth there for Bromley. Reading 3, Northampton 0. I'll have your goal scorer in a second as soon as it comes through. How's my bet doing? No, Plymouth Argyle are going to let me down, that's for sure. So it won't be a winner. It is a score correction. Looks like VAR have been involved over in Belgium. It's Scottish 0, Charleroi 1. That is a score correction. And it was Will Davis on 69 minutes getting Sutton back on level terms there against Barnet. Currently 2-2. At the City Ground, it's still Nottingham Forest 1, Tottenham 0. Anthony Elanga on 28 minutes giving Forest the lead. Workington 1, Morpeth 2. And Bromley 4, Newport 1. Kieran Evans pulling one back there on 72 minutes for Newport. Who's letting me down on this bet? Who's letting me down? Currently Peterborough Sports and Scunthorpe. We need a couple of goals in that game. Bristol City Luton. We need another goal in that game. Bournemouth and Palace. That's still sitting at 0-0. And Welling United and Chelmsford 0-0. Farnborough FC and Hampton and Richmond 0-0. Need a couple of goals in all of these games. What is going on? Hungerford 1, Merthyr Town 1, Merthyr back on level terms there. And Blythe 2, Whitby 4. Blythe with a second there. They'll be looking to pull off a comeback. It can be done, as we've seen with Sheffield Wednesday away at Middlesbrough. Blimey. What a game that was. Or is it still underway? Still 72 and a half minutes gone. Still plenty of time in that game. Cray Valley 2, Chatham 3 now. And Barnet 2. Sutton have taken the lead. 3-2. Will Davis got Sutton back on level terms after losing 2-1. They're now in the lead, 3-2. Kettering 3, Biggleswade 1. Kettering pulling away there. Frome 4, Plymouth Parkway 0. Both teams from Plymouth, both losing 4-0. Oldham and York City. That game has now been postponed. I'm assuming it's going to be because of fog. It's due to kick off at 5:30 today. That's not happening. Oldham and York City postponed. If you are heading to the ground, don't bother. It's been called off. The only good thing about this second half for Plymouth against Coventry is so far they haven't conceded any more goals. I was just looking at our time. In all the divisions in England, Plymouth's got the worst goal difference, -27. Beat that. And the only team near it is Southampton. They're on -25. Or will that be -26? No. I think it'll be -26. Dundee 0, Ross County 2, Nisbet on 70 minutes. It was Topaloge on 72 minutes for Sutton, giving them the lead now against Barnet. And Celtic have pretty much wrapped things up against Motherwell on 74 minutes. Coon has made it Celtic 3, Motherwell 0. Shocking. Exeter 2, Bristol Rovers 1. Exeter have done more than come back. They've taken the lead. Kings Lynn 2, Needham Market 2 now. Club Bruges 3, Westerlo 3. Westerlo back on level terms there. And Gainsborough 0, Guiseley 2. Walsall 2, Doncaster 0. Walsall doubling the lead there. They'll probably stay at the top of the table with that as well. And it's finished. Ammanford 0, Llanelli 2. It was Milanic Ali on 78 minutes, putting Exeter in the lead. After Bristol Rovers took the lead there. But Exeter coming back nicely. It was Harry Williams on 79 minutes, doubling Walsall's lead. There's something going on between Reading and Northampton. Big chance for Northampton, who are currently losing 3-0. Have they managed to pull one back? They have indeed. Reading 3, Northampton 1. And there's also what's going on, Bolton and Barnsley. Big chance there. Bolton 1, Barnsley 0 currently. Have Barnsley levelled things up? Eastleigh have, away at Yeovil. It's now Yeovil 1, Eastleigh 1. Just curious to see what's going on at Bolton and Barnsley. It is a goal for Barnsley. They're back on level terms. Bolton 1, Barnsley 1. Harrogate have pulled one back against Grimsby. It's Grimsby 2, Harrogate 1. Stephen Duke McKenna on 82 minutes, getting Harrogate possibly back in the game there. And it was Tom Eaves on 81 minutes, pulling one back for Northampton, but they trail by 3-1 at Reading. in the big game in the Championship. It is still Oxford United 3, Cardiff 0, 80 minutes gone there. And it was Davis, Keeler done on 80 minutes, getting Barnsley back on level terms with Bolton Wanderers. Hemel Hempstead and St Albans 1-1. That game has been abandoned. I'm assuming that's going to be because of fog. Banton on 23 minutes put St Albans in the lead. On 47 minutes, German, he levelled it up, and that has been abandoned. I'm not sure why. I'm going to guess fog. Grimsby 2, Harrogate 1. We've done that one. Goitre United 0, Afan Lido 1. And in the Premiership, Fulham have equalised against Chelsea. It's now Chelsea 1, Fulham 1. Cheltenham 2, Crewe 1. Bromley 4, Newport 2. Salford 3, Barrow 0. And Cardiff have pulled one back against Oxford United. It's Oxford United 3, Cardiff 1. It was Kusa on 80 minutes getting Salford's third, making it 3-0 against Barrow. And Ashford on 82 minutes has pulled one back for Cardiff against Oxford. They still trail by 3-1 though. And with the confirmation, Chelsea 1, Fulham 1. Goal scorer to follow, assuming VAR don't get involved. It's Harry Wilson on 82 minutes. Not looking like VAR's involved, so all things level at the bridge. Wickham just missed a penalty there. Doesn't matter though. Stevenage 0, Wickham 3. Well, assuming there's no major comeback. Walton and Hersham 2, Bracknell 0. Maidenhead 3, Wealdstone 1. Amber Bridge 2, Lancaster now take the lead 3. Now, why is that goal not confirmed? We're showing another goal there for Newcastle United against Aston Villa. Just going in at the bottom, who scored it? Is VAR going to get involved? We'll find out. It's showing us 3-0. Is it off Gimenez? Aston Villa asking for handball. Not going to happen though. It is 3-0. Newcastle 3, Villa 0, 81 minutes. Gimenez ricocheted off him, but Villa asking for handball. Not going to get it. That'll stand. It is Dundee FC 0, Ross County 3, Colchester 2, Gillingham 0, and Peterborough Sports 0, Scunthorpe 1. Gateshead 3, Hartlepool 2. Hartlepool pulling one back there. And it was Gordon on 85 minutes, getting the second for Gillingham. Reece Smith on 81 minutes, making it 3-1 to Wealdstone United. And what a game this is turning out to be. Weymouth now back on level terms with Torquay, 2-2 there. Celtic have made it 4 up in Scotland against Motherwell. Pat on 81 minutes. That's wrapped it up for Celtic. And Radcliffe 1, Chorley 0. Radcliffe languishing in the league, but getting 3 points today. Apart from, it's been postponed. They won't be happy about that. That's due to a power failure. Oh my word, not what Radcliffe need. They took the lead on 5 minutes through Hume. And as things stood, they could have done with 3 points because Radcliffe, they sit still in the bottom 4. So a power failure is not what you need. Actually, that goal has been ruled out by Guimaraes. VAR getting involved once again. And they have said it was a handball. So it remains Newcastle 2, Aston Villa 0. Reading 4, Northampton 1. Reading increasing the lead there through Kamara on 87 minutes. Bromsgrove 2, Stourbridge 0. And Tyrese Forner for Salford, 84 minutes. He's not scored. He's been sent off, second bookable offence. FC United 4, Prescott 0. And it's now Gateshead 4, Hartlepool 2. Gateshead starting to pull away there. A little bit of breathing space in that high-scoring game. Welling 0, Chelmsford 1. It was Gary Medine on 84 minutes who got Hartlepool back in that game. Gateshead 3, Hartlepool 2. But now I'll give you the goal scorer in a moment once I get it. Oh, Bournemouth and Palace. Come on, give us a couple of goals. And Hampton and Richmond and Farnborough. George Nevitt for Peterborough, 86 minutes. Been a naughty boy. He's got a red card for foul play. As has Matthew Costello for Altrincham. On 75 minutes, he has also had his marching orders for foul play. Shrewsbury's just missed a penalty against Lincoln, but they remain 1-0 to the good. Fleetwood 2, Chesterfield 0. Goal scorer to follow in that one. And things go from bad to worse to diabolical. If you're an Aberdeen fan, turn the telly off. Kilmarnock 3, Aberdeen 0. Goal scorer to follow on that one. Basingstoke 2, Marlow 1. Basingstoke taking the lead there. And Fleetwood 2, Chesterfield 0. It was Cian Harrott on 87 minutes giving Fleetwood the lead. Or increasing their lead, I should say. Marine 2, Chester 3. Marine possibly giving themselves a lifeline there. And Wrexham have missed a penalty against Blackpool. It remains 1-1. Kilmarnock's third goal scorer against Aberdeen was Innes Cameron on 87 minutes. It's got to be in the head with Aberdeen. Started off so well, pushing Celtic. As soon as that pressure told, they have cracked. And they cannot buy a result at the minute. Blackburn back on level terms with Sunderland. And now Bolton, after winning 1-0, they are losing 2-1 to Barnsley. Hungerford 1, Merthyr Town 2. And Yeovil have taken the lead against Eastleigh now. Yeovil 2, Eastleigh 1. Adam Phillips on 89 minutes for Barnsley, making it Bolton 1, Barnsley 2. And after missing that penalty, Wrexham have taken the lead against Blackpool. It's now Wrexham 2, Blackpool 1. That was Stephen Fletcher with an 88-minute penalty. So was that 2 penalties for Wrexham, or was it an error in the reporting? We'll find out in tonight's recap show. Too much going on at the moment. Declan Gallagher on 87 minutes for Dundee United. He's been sent off for foul play. And it was Harry Leonard on 90 minutes getting Blackburn level. Blackburn 2, Sunderland 2. Blythe 3, Whitby 4. Blythe possibly getting a lifeline there. And we did that. Adam Phillips, 8 to 9 minutes, giving Barnsley the lead at Bolton. Cray Valley 3, Chatham 3. Cray Valley getting back on level terms there. And Frome 5, Plymouth Parkway 0. And also, Callum Wright's been sent off for Plymouth Argyle. Serious foul play on 87 minutes. It just goes from bad to worse for Wayne Rooney and Plymouth. Barwell 2, Harborough 2. Harborough back on level terms there. Farnborough 1, Hampton and Richmond 0. Just watching the penalty there for Wrexham. Stephen Fletcher there with a lovely penalty. It is now AFC Wimbledon 2, Swindon 1. And Gateshead 4, Hartlepool 3. Hartlepool looking for a nice comeback there. They still need another though to get back on level terms. Tiverton 0, Taunton 3. Havant Waterlooville 3, Gosport 1, AFC Wimbledon 1, Swindon 1, that is a score correction. And Basingstoke 2, Marlow 2, Marlow back on level terms. Tamworth 1, Forest Green 1. Tamworth back on level terms there with Forest Green. And it's Yeovil 2, Eastleigh 1, Morgan Williams on 89 minutes. Just watching Wright getting sent off there, went straight through the back of the player. Almost looked like he slipped, but you're going to get a red card for that. And he did. A few full-time results coming in now. Huddersfield 1, Stockport 0. That is a full-time result. AFC Wimbledon 1. Swindon 1, that was a score correction. Darlington 4, Scarborough 3. Scarborough, it's late on there, but they have got a third. And it is Farnborough 0, Hampton and Richmond 0. That was a score correction. Yeovil 2, Eastleigh 2. Eastleigh getting an equaliser there. And Southport 2, Warrington 0. That's a final result. Lots of finals coming through now. It has finished Bournemouth 0, Crystal Palace 0. That did for my bet on the coupon. Oh, one of them. I did have it as a draw, actually. Oh, excuse me. Although Plymouth Argyle let me down on that one. Can't believe I thought Plymouth were going to get us back on level terms. Jed Spence for Tottenham, second bookable offence, 4 minutes into added on time there. He's seen red. And we're showing Newcastle 3, Aston Villa 0. Not sure who the goal scorer is there. But the way it's been going this afternoon, I wouldn't be convinced until the game's back underway. VAR's not involved. It's Joe Linton on 91 minutes, but looks like he's done it all on his own, so no need for VAR to get involved with that one. And all 3 points going to the Toon Army. Well, is there a comeback on there for Cardiff City against Oxford? Kilmarnock 4, Aberdeen 0. Bruce Anderson 3 minutes into added on time there. Just rubbing Aberdeen's nose in it now. And yeah, Oxford United 3, Cardiff 2. Is the time for a comeback for Cardiff? Is there enough time? There's been a goal. There's been a goal at Stamford Bridge. It is Chelsea 1, Fulham 2. Chelsea 1, Fulham 2. Goal scorer to follow. Tom Sang's been sent off for Port Vale. It was Callum Robinson 5 minutes into added on time there, getting a Cardiff, possibly a late lifeline. It's late in that match though, isn't it? Who was the goal scorer? It was Rodrigo Muniz for Fulham. 5 minutes into added on time there. 2 minutes into added on time. Tamworth have got an equaliser against Forest Green, making it 1-1. Lots of late goals going in here. We'll keep you updated with them as we can. It's Bromley 5, Newport 2, Ben Thompson. on 93 minutes. It's finished. Nottingham Forest 1, Tottenham 0. And now my computer can't keep up with that. Exeter have made it 3-1 against Bristol Rovers now after losing 1-0 there, but they've come back nicely. And it's also a late goal for Spalding United against Stamford. Stamford 1, Spalding United 1. And Watford with a late goal against Portsmouth. The ball played into the penalty area there. Whoever it was using his strength, and it scrambled in. Who was that who scrambled that in for Watford? Is it Varga? A late goal. It's counted as well. It is Watford 2, Portsmouth 1. It is carnage at the end. It was Jake Richards on 96 minutes, making it Exeter 3, Bristol Rovers 1. And it was Vatter, 95 minutes, making it Watford 2, Portsmouth 1. Crazy, crazy, crazy day. It has finished Coventry 4, Plymouth Argyle 0. No doubt there's going to be some boos for Plymouth at the end of that game. And it has finished. Bristol Rovers have lost away at Exeter. Exeter 3, Bristol Rovers 1. Not going to go through they're going through too fast now, really. Just we want the late goals. It has finished Newcastle 3, Aston Villa 0. We'll go through all the final scores in just a couple of moments. Still quite a few games being played. It's still Chelsea 1, Fulham 2. 8 minutes into added on time there currently. No doubt Chelsea will be desperate to get back on level terms at least. They would have hoped for all 3 points. This is an absolute gift for Liverpool, who don't play till 8 o'clock tonight against Leicester. Late goal in the game. Truro 1, Western-super-Mare 1. Truro getting back on level terms late on. Wayne Rooney shaking hands there with Frank Lampard. How long will this go on? The thing is, if the manager's not up to it, he's not up to it. If the players aren't up to it, no matter if you bring a new manager in, you're going to get the same result. As you find at Old Trafford repeatedly. Which game's still being played? It's still being played. Dundee 0, Ross County 3, St Johnstone 1, Dundee United 2 there in the final throes of the game. It's still Middlesbrough 3, Sheffield Wednesday 3. I think the journey home for the Sheffield Wednesday fans will be better for the ones who stayed than the ones who left early in the first half when they were losing 3-0. Late goal, Dagenham and Redbridge 2, Braintree 4, Ryan Hill on 92 minutes. Too little, too late there, it looks like. And Club Brugge 4, Westerlo 3, a late goal there for Bruges. How long's left in that game? 8 minutes into added on. 8 minutes added on with almost 5 minutes into it. That's been a topsy-turvy game, that's for sure. At St Mary's, it's still Southampton 0, West Ham 1. 7 minutes of added on time being played there. We're still just hitting 90 minutes. That's because there was a delay at the first half. There was an injury to the keeper, Fabianski. So that's why that game is delayed. if you go into a game tonight as well, I would double check that it's on, because there's quite a few being called off now, which I'm assuming is through fog. Radcliffe, their game, they were winning 1-0. Theirs was called off through a floodlight failure or a power failure. Winning 1-0 when you're in the position they are, almost right at the bottom. Not what they needed. They could have done with the 3 points, that's for sure. Quick shout out, if you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button, ping that notifications bell, and if you can give us a thumbs up, that'd be superb. And it's all over Middlesbrough 3, Sheffield Wednesday 3. Michael Carrick there. He's got a... He doesn't look happy, and why would you when you were winning 3-0 in the first half? Conceding 3 goals and getting a player sent off. Today, kind of, they'll feel like that is 2 points dropped as opposed to a point gained. Still being played. Southampton 0, West Ham 1. 4 minutes into added on time there. Another 3 minutes to go. Few unsavoury scenes there. Watford 2, Portsmouth 1. Watford with a late goal there. One of the players was taunting the team. The Portsmouth fans took Portsmouth players took offence to it. Had a real go at him. Nothing more than a few handbags though. 2 sendings off in the Premier League so far today. 1 for Aston Villa, that was Duran. And for Tottenham, it was... who was it for Tottenham? Let's have a look. Memory fails me. It was for Spence. That was for tripping. And it finished. Forest 1, Spurs 0. The only good thing for that, with that result, is Spurs will be happy they've only conceded 1 after their recent... They've had something like, I'm going to guess, 30-odd goals in 3 games or something like that. So they were a little bit... They've tightened things up at the back, although they conceded 1. But in tightening things up at the back, they've not managed to get on the score sheet themselves. Late goal, Hungerford 1, Merthyr Town now 3. And a late goal, Barnet 3, Sutton 3. Barnet getting back on level terms. 9 minutes into added on time there. Goal scorer to follow. Been some high scoring games today, that is for sure. Just hitting 5 o'clock now, just gone, so we'll get ready to do the... it was Ryan Glover making it Barnet 3, Sutton 3. 9 minutes into added on time. That one's got a sting if you're a Sutton fan. Right, I think on that note, we'll go through the final scores. And we'll start off with the Premier League. We'll just get rid of this this setting so we don't get any scores coming across us and confusing me. That's not what we want. Don't forget Oldham and York City. That's been postponed tonight. We'll start off with the English Premier League. Earlier kick-off, Manchester City 1, Everton 1. Bournemouth 0, Crystal Palace 0. Chelsea 1, Fulham 2. Newcastle 3, Aston Villa 0. Nottingham Forest 1, Tottenham Hotspur 0. Southampton 0, West Ham 1. That's the latest score, 7 minutes into added on time there, so it's almost over, but it is the latest score. Moving on to the English Championship. Blackburn 2, Sunderland 2. Bristol City 1, Luton 0. Coventry 4, Plymouth Argyle 0. Middlesbrough 3, Sheffield Wednesday 3. Norwich 2, Millwall 1. Oxford United 3, Cardiff 2. Preston 1, Hull 0. Sheffield United 0, Burnley 2. Swansea 3, QPR 0. Watford 2, Portsmouth 1. Derby and West Brom, that's a 5:30 kick-off. And Stoke v Leeds, that's an 8 p.m. kick-off. English League 1. Leyton Orient 3, Crawley Town 0. Birmingham 2, Burton 0. Bolton 1, Barnsley 2. Charlton 2, Cambridge United 1. Exeter City 3, Bristol Rovers 1. Huddersfield 1, Stockport County 0. Peterborough 0, Mansfield Town 3. Reading 4, Northampton 1. Rotherham 0, Wigan 1. Shrewsbury 1, Lincoln 0. Stevenage 0, Wickham 3. Wrexham 2, Blackpool 1. English League 2. AFC Wimbledon 1, Swindon 1. Bradford City 2, Port Vale 1. Bromley 5, Newport 2. Carlisle 0, Morecambe 1. Cheltenham 2, Crewe 1. Colchester 2, Gillingham 0. Fleetwood 2, Chesterfield 0. Grimsby 2, Harrogate 1. MK Dons 0, Notts County 2. Salford 3, Barrow 0. Tranmere and Accrington, game postponed due to fog. Walsall 2, Doncaster 0. Moving over to the English National League. AFC Fylde 1, Rochdale 3. Aldershot 2, Woking 2. Altrincham 0, FC Halifax 0. Barnet 3, Sutton United 3. Boston United 0, Solihull Moors 1. Dagenham and Redbridge 2, Braintree 4. Gateshead 4, Hartlepool 3. Maidenhead 3, Wealdstone 1. Southend 4, Ebbsfleet 0. Tamworth 1, Forest Green 1. Yeovil 2, Eastleigh 2. Oldham and York City, that's postponed due to fog. English National League North. Hereford 0, Kidderminster 3. Rushall 1, Oxford City 2. Brackley Town 2, Leamington 1. Buxton 3, Alfreton 2. Curzon Ashton 1, Farsley 3. Darlington 4, Scarborough 3. Kingsland 2, Needham Market 2. Marine 2, Chester 3. Peterborough Sports 0, Scunthorpe 1. Radcliffe v Chorley, match abandoned due to a power failure. Southport 2, Warrington 0. Spennymoor 1, South Shields 1. England National League South. Aveley 1, Hornchurch 1. Slough 1, Chesham 1. Tonbridge 1, Maidstone 3. Chippenham 0, Bath 3. Dorking 1, Worthing 2. Eastbourne Borough 0, Salisbury 0. Enfield Town 0, Boreham Wood 2. Farnborough 0, Hampton and Richmond 0. Hemel Hempstead 1, St Albans 1, match abandoned. Truro 1, Weston-super-Mare 1, Welling 0, Chelmsford 1, Weymouth 2, Torquay United 2. I'm not sure why that Hemel Hempstead game and St Albans was abandoned, but it was 1-1 when it was abandoned, so check with your bookmaker if that affects your bet. English MPL Premier Division. Excuse me. Stockton 1, Hepburn Town 1, Bamber Bridge 2, Lancaster 3, Blythe 3, Whitby 4, FC United 4, Prescott 0, Gainsborough 0, Guiseley 2, Macclesfield 1, Leek 2, Matlock 4, Ilkeston 0, Micklehove 0, Ashton United 3. That game's showing as still being played. 17 minutes of added on time being played, so you might want to check that result. Warrington Rylands 2, Hyde 0, Workington 2, Morpeth 2. English Southern League Premier Central, Bedford 2, Hitchin 1, Leiston 7, Lowestoft 2, St Ives 0, Royston 1, Sudbury 1, Bishop Stortford 2, AFC Telford 2, Hales Owen 0, Elfchurch 1, Stratford 2, Barwell 2, Harborough 2, Bronsgrove 2, Stourbridge 0, Kettering 3, Biggleswade Town 1, Redditch 0, Banbury 0, Stamford 1, Spalding United 1. English Southern League Premier South, Sholing 0, Wimborne 1, Winchester 1, AFC Totton 4, Basingstoke 2, Marlow 2, Frome 5, Plymouth Parkway 0, Gloucester 3, Swindon South 1, Hanwell Town 1, Chertsey 2, Haventon Waterlooville 3, Gosport 1, Hungerford 1, Merthyr Town 3, Poole 1, Dorchester 1, that game in the 87th minute still being played, Tiverton 0, Taunton 3, Walton and Hersham 2, Bracknell 0. English Eastman League Premier Division, Billericay 3, Canvey 0, Bowers and Pitsea 2, #2, Dartford 2, Cray Wanderers 1, Hendon 0, Potters Bar 4, Wingate and Finchley 0, Cheshunt 1, Cray Valley 3, Chatham 3, Dulwich Hamlet 1, Carshalton 0, Hastings 0, Dover 2, Horsham FC 2, Bognor Regis 1, Lewes 0, Folkestone 0. Moving up to Scotland, Scottish Premiership, Hearts 1, Hibernian 2, Celtic 4, Motherwell 0, Dundee FC 0, Ross County 3, Kilmarnock 4, Aberdeen 0, St Johnstone 1, Dundee United 2, St Mirren and Rangers, that's at 5:45 kick-off. Moving over to Wales, the Premier Division, Barry 1, Penyabont 2, Cardiff Metropolitan 1, Britain Ferry 3, Aberystwyth 0, Barlet 0, Carnarvon 2, Carnarvon 2, TNS 5, Connors Quay 7, Flint 2, Newtown 0, Haverfordwest 2. Moving over to the Welsh Southern League, Cymru South, Balagan Dragons 1, Trefellin 2, Lantwick Major 2, Cambrian United 2, Pen Hurrasweber Rangers 0, Carew Eli 4, Ammanford 0, Llanelli 2, Pontypridd 3, Taftswell 0, Goitra United 0, Afan Lido 2. That game is still showing as being played, so check that for a later result if you need it. Cymru North, so the Welsh Northern Division. Bangor 1876 1, Colwyn Bay 3. Denbigh 2, Ruthin 2. Airbus 3, Buckley 2. Holywell 2, Lay Welfare 0. Prestatyn 1, Llandudno 4. That is your scores from around the UK. There was a game over in where's it gone? Nothing in the Bundesliga. I think there might have been a Belgium game, so if you bear with me 1 second. In the Jupiler Pro League, 3 games today. Antwerp 2, Genk 2. Club Brugge 4, Westerlo 3. And Kortrijk 0, Charleroi 1. That concludes your football from around the UK and Europe for today. If you can give us a thumbs up, that's fantastic. Please hit that subscribe button. And if you ping that notifications bell, you don't need to miss anything we've got coming up. We've got 3 stream supporters for today. That is jalexpetproducts.co.uk, heavenlypleasures.co.uk, and removepests.co.uk. Link in the description, along with the promo codes that you can use to grab yourselves a discount there. Everyone wants a bargain. Need to adjust that lighting as well, but we're coming to the end of the stream, so we'll do that later. Yeah, thanks for joining us on Football Special Live today. At some point, we will have Football Special, a recap. We'll go through all of today's games. We'll give you the goal scorers, the times of the goals, the league standings, yellow cards. Anything that has happened today, you'll find it on that show. In a little while, we'll have the betting shop on Catch It Live. We'll go through today's horse racing results and a brief rundown of the sports news because we've got a lot to get through. Thanks for joining us. I am Jimmy James. You've been watching Football Special Live. Thanks for your company. We'll see you again real soon.